Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, let's talk about the new Redmi hot phones that were launched. That is the Redmi K20 and the K20 Pro, and these were launched in China. But again, we know that these phones will eventually be coming in India. The K20 Pro might be coming as the Poco F2 or even the F2 Pro. But let me quickly talk about the differences between these two devices. And as you can see from the images, they look really spectacular considering the aggressive price at which they might be launching. But let's first talk about the differences and the specs. If you talk about the K20 Pro, which is the flagship, it'll be having the Snapdragon 855 SoC, which is the Snapdragon's flagship as of now. But the K20 will come with the Snapdragon 730 SoC, and the 730 SoC is not bad. It's also very powerful. It'll be actually interesting to see how they price out the K20 in India. But when you talk about the RAM and storage, most of the variants will have similar RAM and storage. 6 GB option is available, and even 8 GB RAM option is available both on the Pro as well as the regular one. But there's also rumored that there'll also be a special edition only for the Pro that might come with even 12 GB of RAM. It's not as of now sold in China, but it might be rolled out later. Moving to SIM cards, here I'm slightly disappointed. I hope they change it a little bit. When it comes to India, it's having a dual SIM nano, but not a hybrid slot. So whenever if they launch it in India, I hope at least for the regular K20 version, they bring it with a hybrid slot. But as of now, looks like it's a dual nano SIM slot. And moving to the screen sizes, it's nice screen size. It's a 6.3 and 9-inch screen. But the good thing is that Xiaomi is now going with AMOLED screen. It's a full HD plus AMOLED screen on both the K20 Pro and even the K20. But there is one slight difference on the K20 Pro. The K20 Pro actually has hardware DC dimming feature, whereas the regular K20 does not have that. Now moving to the cameras, both of them have a triple camera setup, and actually from the paper specs it looks identical, but there's a slight difference. First, let's talk about the K20 Pro. It has the Sony IMX586, that's the 48 megapixel sensor. The second lens would be the 13 megapixel wide angle lens, and finally the 8 megapixel will be the telephoto 2x zoom lens. We have the exact setup even on the regular K20, but here the 48 megapixel sensor is not exactly the same as used on the Pro. On the Pro, it was the IMX586 made by Sony. On this regular one, it's also by Sony, but it's not the exact one. I believe it might be the 582, and this is a pretty new sensor, so it'll be interesting to see if there be a drastic difference in the image quality. Moving to the front facing camera, again, as you can see from the images, both these devices have that full view display. So both of them actually have a pop-up camera that's actually a 20 megapixel. We all know that the Snapdragon 855 is a very powerful processor, so it'll be great for gaming. But Xiaomi also stressed that particularly the K20 Pro would be great for gamers, because even if you do extended gaming, it has dual dissipation for heat, and with extended gamings, they claim that the K20 Pro can run almost 8 degrees Celsius cooler than the competition. It'll be interesting to test that out when it comes out. And also another thing that I liked is that in terms of fingerprint, both the K20 Pro and the K20 also come with in-display fingerprint scanner. Now moving to the battery capacity, this is also same on paper. Both will have 4000 milliamp hour of battery, and in fact even in the Pro, generally the charger that is bundled, at least in the China unit, was an 18-watt charger, but the Pro is capable of accepting charges up to 27 watts, whereas on the regular K20 the maximum current that it can accept is 18 watts. And I really like the fact that both these devices will have the 3.5mm headphone jack, so that's actually a really nice thing. Whereas the K20 Pro will have the NFC support, whereas the regular K20 won't have the NFC. As you can see, yes, the regular K20 does not have some of the features, but I feel overall, if you look at the package, it is also a solid one because the Snapdragon 730 SoC is pretty good. Now moving to the pricing, again, we don't know the India pricing as of now, but if we talk about the China pricing, the base variant of the K20 Pro, if we convert it in Indian rupees, the base variant is about 25,000 and the higher end variants can go up to about 30,000. Whereas for the regular K20, the base variant will be about 20,000 if we just convert it from the China pricing. And again, as these are branded as Redmi phones, yes, you will have some ads in the UI, but it's been rumored heavily that at least the K20 Pro might be launched in India as the Poco F2 or the Poco F2 Pro when it comes to India. Again, you see that OnePlus, they're trying to like target OnePlus with the regular OnePlus 7 and the OnePlus 7 Pro. And in fact, for Europe, the Redmi K20 has been rebranded as the Mi 9T. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with India, but I'm a little bit worried. I hope Xiaomi does not change the specs when it comes to India, because we have seen this with the Redmi Note 7. In the China, the Redmi Note 7 initially when it was launched had the 48 megapixel sensor, but when it came to India, it had a 12 megapixel camera sensor, and eventually they launched the 7S, which is exactly what the Redmi Note 7 was in China. So I hope they don't change a lot of specs when it comes to India, and let's see what they do. I feel in terms of competition, the K20 Pro will give very tough competition to the OnePlus 7 or even the OnePlus 7 Pro, the upcoming Zenfone 6, and even Honor is launching some of the new flagships just this month itself. So it will be giving them very tough competition. Whereas I feel the regular K20 will give competition to the upcoming Realme X that might be launching in India. In fact, the specs are very similar to each other. So what do you guys think about the K20 and the K20 Pro? And what do you think will be the pricing of these devices in India? And will Xiaomi launch it as the Poco F2 or the F2 Pro? Would love to hear your comments. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And if you guys are still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.